Alright, so today we return to pet catchers as per usual because I've been seeing a lot of talk around and I'm actually kind of surprised that a lot of people don't know about this. So in this video, I'm going to break down a little bit of information and show you guys a couple of pictures, which hopefully 50% of you will have your mind blown and the other 50% of you probably already know this. So let's go ahead and start off with secrets. As many of you know, I'm sure you're fully familiar with all of the secrets that are in the game right now. Sea Champion, Fallen Angel, obviously a couple of the new ones being the Doggy as well as the Prophet, and basically every and any secret that you can get from all of the zones that you constantly see, that for the most part, every single one of them has at least 100 of them already discovered. But what if I told you that there's two secrets out there that no one has gotten yet? So let's go ahead and do like a little bit of time traveling here, and let's start to the beginning when the game was initially released. Rumors around the community were spreading that the Leviathan from Bubblegum Simulator had made a return, and it was indeed going to be a secret in the game that was not going to be listed in the index, but you were going to be able to get your hands on it. Many people searched and searched for this with unfortunately no luck whatsoever, until one day this video that I'm showing you in the background right now was posted in the Discord, and we finally got confirmation that the Leviathan is indeed a secret in the game. Now at this point, some of you are probably like, well, that could easily be fake. I mean, you know, exploiters do exist. They could potentially have a copy of the game and be doing all types of reckless stuff, which honestly, at first, that was kind of me. I was the one that really believed that this was fake, and there was just simply no way that there was a pet in the game that difficult to get where literally no one has been able to see it. Also, keep in mind, the person that recorded that video where the Leviathan spawned into their server, this was like the first couple of days of the game releasing, and he didn't have any Robux to actually buy a perfect cube, so it was never caught. He just kind of had to sit there and see by far probably the rarest and strongest pet disappear. So already that in itself is incredibly fishy, but before we sit here and keep saying that it potentially could be fake, let's fast forward now to literally just a couple of days ago where we finally got a confirmation that Leviathan is indeed a real pet. If we head on over to Twitter, you will see the following tweet that was sent out on March 9th. It says, "Maybe people should start hatching eggs in Frosty Peaks. Heard there's a super secret." Now again, this is really important because throughout the entire time that people were kind of spreading rumors that Leviathan was real, the one thing that never changed and always remained consistent was that you had to hatch it or potentially have it spawned inside of Frosty Peaks. So already right off the bat, we know that Leviathan is indeed 100% real. Now, I genuinely tried my very best to find even just one more person that's came across Leviathan, and I haven't been able to come across anything. Plenty of people saying that yes, they have seen it, but obviously with absolutely no proof. Okay, and then I fall into the lava. Like I was saying, with absolutely no proof whatsoever. So it's kind of just he said, she said. So the next question that you might be asking is, well, Carbon, we don't really have any other information aside from the fact that we know that exists. Do you happen to know the drop chances of it? Do you know the stats of it? Well, surprisingly, if we make our way over to the Pet Catchers wiki, they do have information here on the Leviathan. Now keep in mind, I don't exactly know who runs this, but I do know that a lot of people use this wiki, and all of the information on here for the most part is very accurate. But according to this wiki, it says indeed that it is available in Frosty Peaks, and the drop chance is a 1 in 100 million. Kind of insane, I know, but this is probably the reason why no one has been able to get it so far. On top of that, at the bottom here, it says that the normal base stats is 3,500 damage and 850 coins. This would probably make it the strongest pet in the entire game. That's obviously not taking under consideration the pets that were added into Sailor as well as the Bruh pet, because we obviously haven't seen the stats for those yet. Now actually, I just completely forgot because I'm kind of looking over all my information here and speaking about it as I'm sort of recording this video, so I sort of forgot one big detail. So we're gonna go a little further back in the timeline to about the first week of the game releasing, which I say that as if it was so long ago, but it literally was last week. Either way, in the search of me looking for any type of picture or video, I did come across this one image that shows both of the super secret pets. Keep in mind, I still have not spoken about the second pet, and there's a big reason for that as to why I haven't spoken about it. Anyway, so as I was saying before, this image is one that I came across at the very start, and it was posted by a user named Sinister where he says that there's two super secrets in the game, being the Silly Dog as well as the Leviathan. Silly Dog is available inside of Mellow Meadows as well as the Leviathan in Frosty Peaks. So again, this is also repeating the Frosty Peaks thing, but none of that is important because if you look at the bottom, we have the very first two images of not only the regular versions, but also the shiny version. If you notice at the very front here, it is the regular version of the Leviathan, and then in the back you have this kind of green version that is obviously the shiny one. Silly Dog on the left-hand side with a green version in the back. Now, for the most part, that is all the information that we have on Leviathan so far. Some of you may potentially still be skeptical, and the other half of you may be getting ready right now to jump over to Frosty Peaks and start AFK hatching on all your alts, which if you're that person, I wish you absolutely nothing but luck. The only thing I ask for is if you hatch it, remember your boy, reach out to me. I'd like to make a video on it. It'd be really cool, and I'm sure the community would appreciate it. But now, let's move in to the Silly Dog. This one is a great story, man. And the reason why it's so good is because the community is so divided on this pet. If you go into the discussion for pet catchers right now on Discord and type in, how do you get Silly Dog? The amount of different answers that you're going to get, some are going to tell you that it's in Pet Park. Others are going to tell you that it's inside of Mellow. You want to know what my answer is? I have no idea. That is what my answer is, because let's go over the details that we have so far. Now, keep in mind, Rumble has not spoken about the Silly Doggy in any type of way. I don't think they've ever spoken about it on Twitter or any of the devs inside of the Discord, at least not that I was able to find. If I'm wrong, please reach out to me on Discord, provide me some proof, and I will gladly make a follow-up video. But again, going back to this image, which was posted before I even think the game released, it mentions here that you can hatch it from Mellow Meadows. This is important because a lot of people think that Leviathan can only spawn in, but it turns out you're also able to hatch it because that's already been confirmed by Rumble Studios themselves. Now, some of you at this point are probably like, okay, Carbon, well, what's your point? I don't really understand what you're saying. The issue is that a good chunk of people think that Silly Doggy is only obtainable inside of Pet Park, mainly because when you come over here to the wiki, it specifically tells you that the Silly Dog is a permanent super secret pet in pet catchers. It can only be caught in Pet Park with an unknown chance. Stats on this: 2,600 in damage, 780 in coins. And to make matters even worse, there actually is a person that had this spawn right next to the event billboard inside of Pet Park, which would mean that the only way of being able to get the Silly Doggy is quite literally by letting it spawn in. There is no way of being able to hatch this one because, well, if you aren't aware, you can't actually open up eggs inside of Pet Park. You can't open up elite eggs, and you also can't open up regular mystery eggs. It just doesn't let you. My only other guess is the fact that it can potentially spawn here, but you could potentially hatch it over here. But are you really willing to just spend your time hatching in Mellow for something that potentially might not even be able to be hatchable here? I don't know, man. Silly Doggy is definitely a more mysterious pet than Leviathan because I feel like we have already a lot of solid information as well as confirmation from Rumble themselves. But then on the flip side, we also have a legitimate picture that shows it spawning here. At the end of the day, man, they're super secret pets, so they're supposed to be this confusing. But the moral is that they definitely exist. This is important information because a lot of people don't even know that they exist. Either way, man, I hope that you guys found this video entertaining. It was something a little bit different. I spent probably a good portion of my morning just kind of going through chat logs, and I'm gonna be honest, I learned a lot of things throughout the entire time that I was searching through chat logs because, well, if I'm gonna be real with you guys, I don't even think I knew that Silly Doggy existed. I heard someone mention about it one time, but I thought it was kind of just a joke. Either way, man, if you guys went ahead and enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel. We got some more pet catchers videos coming the rest of this week, and we also, of course, will be keeping you up to date on any types of leaks or anything like that that we end up getting. I'm going to be keeping an eye on the comments for this video because I know that we're going to be getting a lot of information and potentially maybe some new information is going to come forward. So I'm definitely excited, man, but that's going to go out in there for this one. Like always, I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.